Jordan, Mike called you a warrior for the way you've come back from your injury. Could you take us through what warrior-like qualities you exhibited?
Yeah, fractured the bottom of my thumb in one-on-ones, probably like the fifth or sixth practice. Just been out a couple weeks. It's been tough to sit back and kind of watch, but at the same time, give me a lot of perspective, give me a lot of excitement coming into the season. Get to start practicing again tomorrow. I'm excited for this week of joint practice against Tampa Bay, and super excited where this team's headed. It's been fun to kind of take a step back and really watch and see how this team works. And it's been fun to watch, and I'm excited to get back out there and play.
What have you observed about this team watching them?
Yeah, just the work ethic, the way they practice, talking on the defense side of the ball, the way guys are getting to the ball, the way guys are communicating. With this being a new system, with Weaver coming in, just seeing it grow and seeing it come to fruition. I know we still have a lot of games left to play, but after watching over the last couple of days, over the last couple of preseason games, it's an exciting team, exciting defense to be a part of.
Jordan, we hear a lot about offensive line, five guys, they need continuity, they have to work together. Is it the same way in the secondary? It's five guys with the nickel. Is it more important, just as important for the secondary? How do you judge that?
Yeah, I think in any sport you play, that communication, that camaraderie between the guys goes a long ways. So being able to just be on the same page each and every down, understanding the game, it's 4 quarters of football. It's not always going to be perfect, even though you'd like it to be, but at the same time, being able to come back to center, come back grounded after a play, good or bad or indifferent, and be able to communicate with each other what we saw and move on. Ultimately, that's the game of football. So, like I said, it's been really fun growing with this group of, with this defense, with this group of DBs, with this team since I got here in OTAs. And, like I said, I'm really excited about the season.
What's your level of, pain tolerance with that? Because it feels like one of those injuries where, anytime you do something.
Yeah, I'll be straight. I've dealt with a lot of pain in my past injuries before. I had a lacerated kidney, had a couple knee issues, but I'll be straight. I'll be straight. I'm excited to get that back out there and playing again.
Have you missed time now being with a new team, new defense? Do you feel you've gotten the necessary mental reps? And how big is this week to get incorporated into the defense?
Absolutely. And, every chance I got, I was in the walkthroughs, out at practice, just, like I said, watching how our team plays, how our defense plays. Anything that I seen in practice, always standing next to the guys and make sure that, I'm getting the coaching points from them, from the coaches, from Slow, from Duker. And, again, I'm excited to play. I got a quick taste early on in training camp, just how fun this is, how fun it is to be down here. What a cool opportunity it is for me and my family, and a cool opportunity for this team. And you can feel the energy throughout the building. You can feel, like I said, I wasn't here last year. I didn't know what training camp was like, but this is definitely, you can feel the energy and exciting times.
Jordan, do you think you'll play in this preseason game, or do you not?
I'm not sure. Leave that up to Mike. If it gave me the green light, I'm gonna go out there and play. If not, I'm gonna support my teammates. So either way, I'm excited to play football again.
I had a similar question to Clay asked earlier. Both you guys have been in the league for a while. You've probably had all kinds of coaches. Do you respond more to a coach that tears you down, or one that builds you up, like Mike?
Definitely one that builds you up. I don't know. That's a weird question because, I feel like as a coach, it is part of your responsibility to build your players up, and to give them confidence to be able to go out there on the football field. And, not all coaches are like that. But at the same time, there are ways to get your message across, guys, grown men essentially, without having to be negative. And I think that positivity goes a long way. That confidence goes a long way. When somebody believes in you, that was, partly of my story, coming in as a 7th round pick, 218, pick number 218, coming into Philly. Didn't really have anybody that gave me that confidence to say, hey, you belong in this league, until I got to Cleveland. When I got to Cleveland, there was a coach there, Bobby Babich. He told me I belong in the league. He told me that I can play, and really it was that moment right there where it gave me enough confidence to continue to put that step in front of the other and not doubt myself, and just being able to go out there and play and trust my instincts and play the game that I love.
Jordan, you played against this Dolphins offense the past 2 years. Now being on the same practice field, we've heard that they're pushing the limits, they're changing X, Y, Z. Without revealing any secrets, have you noticed some differences in this offense now, seeing it every single day?
I'd say it like this. I'm glad I'm on this side. Because game planning against that offense is already hard. Seeing a few new wrinkles, a few things that they've done from OTAs to training camp, obviously with the players that they have, I'm glad I'm on this side and I ain't got a game plan for them no more. So it's a fun offense to watch. It's a really tough offense to go against. But their speed, their timing, the way they work, they're making us better, and we're trying to do the same to make them better.
And yet the Buffalo defense did pretty well against this offense.
Yeah, I've told all the guys, though, it's extremely hard to game plan against that offense, though. You have to be right on every play, because one misstep, one miscommunication is explosive play touchdown. So, but it's a fun offense. You see Tua dropping back and just throw. We're in the joint practice the other day, and I'm watching practice, and I'm looking on the other side. I just see balls flying in the air, Tyreek running down, catching it. It's it's crazy. But yeah, I'm glad I'm on this side.
Jordan, being here for a training camp, I'm wondering if you've noticed anything about the heat and humidity, what it does to, I guess, Atlanta and Washington when they came in. We remember the game that you guys had a couple of years ago. And can you come up with ways to use that to your advantage?
Absolutely. I've trained down here over the last 8 years in the off season. So the heat, I always thought that the heat was harder to play in than the cold, especially if you're not used to it. But I think as you've gone through training camp and you get used to this heat, it's definitely, to me, I feel more of an advantage than it would be going to playing in the cold. That's to each his own. That's just me. There are ways I feel like playing in the cold that you can stay warm. Playing the heat, there you can't run from it. It's going to be hot the whole time. So that is for sure an advantage that I believe that this team does have, because I remember coming here 2 years ago when I played in Buffalo, and that game that Miami ended up winning, that was a hot game, and I don't think that the team at that time was ready for that. So being able to be out here in training camp and really grinding these 100-degree days, it really makes something out of you. Really find out a lot about yourself, a lot about your teammates, and a lot about your team. And so we want to use that to our advantage.
So you'd be grateful to be on the shaded side of the stadium?
I'm grateful to be where the sun is at. So I don't really care if it's on the shade or in the sun. I don't care. The sun is out, the palm trees are here, the water is flowing, so it's good.
There's a lot of talent in that DB room. You, Jalen, Kendall, Javon. What's been the message for you guys? Because I'm sure there's high expectations. There's a lot of eyeballs on you. What's been the message that you've shared to one another to make sure you guys are all going to be ready?
It really just communication and understanding the flow of the game. It's not always going to be perfect, but being able to come to the sideline and make the adjustments, and it's never one person's fault more than the other. It's a collective group, and really just staying together, through the good, the bad, the indifferent. There's not going to be a perfect game, a perfect season. You want to go 17-0. We'd all love to go 17-0. That'd be great, but there might be a game that you drop, and there might be some lessons that you need to learn from that game. And so being able to be a man about your business and collectively come together to solve those issues and stay together and staying on that straight line throughout the season, throughout the good, throughout the bad, the ups and the downs. It's been really cool, like I said, to grow with this group of DBs since OTAs, and I'm really excited to continue to grow and learn from them, and it's been fun.
Jordan, you've been on teams with Super Bowl expectations. The owner of the Dolphins, Steve Ross, during the game Friday, right? Was on the broadcast. Saturday. And he was saying that if this team stays healthy, they should be Super Bowl contenders. Do you think that it's healthy and productive to talk about that goal, to say the word Super Bowl, or should you just go one game at a time? What's your view on that?
Are you asking me to go against what Mr. Ross said?
No. I'm asking your personal opinion. I know we're both smart of that.
I don't know how to answer that. I mean, obviously, the goal is obviously Super Bowl. If you're not playing to win the Super Bowl, why are you playing? And that's every team's goal. There's going to be one team holding that trophy up at the end of the season, and, you know, every team thinks that they have a chance. Obviously, on paper, yeah, this team is up there in the top 5 of all teams if you're looking at it on paper. That really doesn't mean anything. That didn't mean anything when I was in Buffalo. That didn't mean anything on any of the teams that I've been on in the past, you know, because injuries, like you said, and then, you know, when adversity happens, you know, when those moments come up, whether it's in a game, within a week, within a season, you know, how are you handling those moments? You can be the most talented team in the world, but once you take a loss and, you know, fingers start getting pointed, you know, this way or that way, then your team starts to, you know, come apart. It's the teams that are, you know, the talented teams that are able to stay together, you know, through those adverse moments, through those bad times in the game, bad times throughout a week. And those are usually the teams that you see playing in the playoffs at the end of the season. And so, you know, just being able to stick together. There's going to be injuries. You've seen it throughout the preseason. There's going to be people that go down, and that's just part of the game that we play. But being able to stick together through that is what's important.
What have you seen from Marcus May this camp?
Man, he's always been a player that I've respected. Just playing against him when he was in New York. Played against him a couple times when he was in New Orleans. A player that I've respected, watched some of his tape, and you can tell that, you know, he's started a lot of games in this league. Just his demeanor, his way he goes about his business, his ability to tackle, his ability to communicate. It's been fun to play alongside him and to learn from him. And you know, he's a huge asset to this team.